Hey everybody, and welcome back. We are now going to move on to the public vote mod category in the Farming Simulator 19 mod contest. We've already taken a look at the Swiss Future Farm entries, the best map entries, the modern classic entries, and we're going to go through, hopefully the next 2 or 3 videos, we're going to go through all of the entries in the public vote category. And it's rather interesting. The prizes for the public vote category are broken down in such a way that I believe all of the entries other than one is going to get some sort of prize. Let's take a look at those. So here we are, Mod Contest 19 Best Mod category. This is the public online voting, so these are the mods that we're going to take a look at here next few videos. First place gets a tour of the Kuhn factory in France. Logitech G Streamer equipment set, which appears to include a headset, mouse pad, a mouse, camera, and keyboard. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 280 graphics card, and the DJI Osmo Pocket. There's to be some sort of a handheld camera and microphone. Second place gets a GTX, an NVIDIA RTX 2070 and the Osmo Pocket. Third, the 2060, the Osmo Pocket. Now the 2060 and 2070 are now discontinued, so I'm guessing that they will probably replace those with the equivalent 2060 and 2070 Supers. Fourth and fifth place gets the Pocket, and here's where it gets interesting. 6th through 10th gets the heavy equipment bundle. That is the Logitech Farm Sim wheel, pedals, and side panel. And then 11 through 25 gets a Farming Simulator cap and bag. Now, there's 26 total entrants in the public vote. So all but one is going to end up with some sort of prize. So that's kind of a bad rap for that one guy, isn't it? Well, at any rate, let's go ahead and start taking a look here at these mods. First up, we've got the third person mod. This mod is rather interesting. It's been asked a few times. I've seen in the forums. I know a couple other guys have kind of asked if it was possible at all to do this. And that is basically to look at yourself from third person. Well, now it is indeed possible. With this mod installed, it actually defaults to this view right here, where you can basically see yourself walking around. If you right click, see yourself from the front, but the normal view is from the back. Kind of do the little gorilla walk, but at any rate, all you have to do is hit C, toggles it back to the first person camera. C again, toggles it to the third person camera. This can get rather interesting. Let's run down here to the water. If you guys have never seen this, and probably the only way you would have seen this is in multiplayer at this point, but it's possible you've never seen yourself swimming. When you actually do swim, there you go. So if you're out in the water and you're too deep, swim. And when you get to shallow water, you'll start to walk. If you never saw that before, from reverse perspective, there you are, just chillaxing out in the ocean with your boots and your jeans and your plaid shirts. Yeah. So that is the third person camera mod by Viper GTS 96. Looks pretty funny when he's running. Not my preferred view, that's for sure. You're not going to see me using the third person camera at all. But if you've been wanting this type of a feature, well, it's now available. Third person camera. Hit C. Toggle between first person and third person view of yourself. There you go. Next mod we're going to take a look at is the Agro Pack. No, the Agpro Pack. Sorry. This is a set of trailers. Find those here under Tools. We'll go to Baling Technology. We have 3 trailers. We have the Agpro twin axle, 3-axle, and 4-axle trailers. All good for bale transport and pallet transport. Change the main color. One of any standard color. Change the rim to, again, any standard in-game color. We have configuration. We have standard, round bale, standard, round bale big, back to regular standard. Then we have the attachers for the rear. We have standard. You can add a rear trailer hitch. You add a round bale, which adds a little platform to the back. Round bale big. And back to standard. Now what's disappointing is we can't have trailer hitch and some of these others. I think it would be nice if we could have both. At any rate, as far as wheel brands, we have Lizard, so we have kind of road tires here. Then we can go with Trelleborg standard tires, bigger standard tires, even bigger standard tires, back to standard tires from Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, and back to Lizard. Let's go ahead and lease one of this one. Let's go and get 3-axle variant. And then a 4-axle variant. Trailer hitch. Here they are. Let's see the different lengths here. The standard, the 2-axle, 3-axle, how much longer that one is. Then the 4-axle, how much longer yet that one is. Take a look at the straps here. Lots of straps. In fact, let's go ahead and just get a tractor here so that we can connect this up. Strap it down. Strap it down and see how it all looks. Now we're not going to actually load these up with bales and pull them around, because quite frankly that would take quite a long time. These are not auto-loading trailers. There's the straps for that one. The double strap on the back. Interesting space there between the 2nd and 3rd axle where there isn't any straps. It of course has brake lights, left and right blinkers, 4 ways, running lights. You don't have any sort of side lights to it. Trailer does have hose hookups for air and power. So let's take a look and see how 2-axle or the 3-axle version, what kind of straps it has. So it doesn't seem to have a gap. It's just got good uniform straps across the body. Of course, with this being a dolly trailer, some might say good luck in backing this up. You want to try to road train these and just see. Clearly it should work, right? Should be able to connect to each other. Go. Could have yourselves quite a road train of these trailers, should you so wish. Now, in the on the mod page, it says that it says capacity 4 bales, and bales. So it doesn't really tell you how many bales you should be able to fit on this. Part of the question is going to be how well the bales ride on this trailer with respect to the center of gravity. Bale trailer get a little tippy or not. Something to check out. Now, if you've used that trailer and you've hauled bales on it, let me know in the comments what you find is the safest number of bales for both the 2-axle version, the 3-axle version, and the 4-axle version. Okay, next up, whoops. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Agro Pack. Okay, so we just looked at the Agpro Pack. Now we're going to look at the Agro Pack. This is by BNSF DG2. This is actually a set of several different mods, 4 different mods to be exact, in 3 different categories. Kind of an interesting array of mods here. We have the Saltec Pazuric, whatever, the P30, okay, which is a cultivator, 3 meter working width, 9 miles per hour, 85 horsepower. It says it connects to the D830. So if we look at this, basically this is the front of the cultivator. This is the rear of the cultivator. You see there's a 3-point on the front and a 3-point on the rear. Get it with a tubular roller or a pack or roller. And we get the tool type tine type S. Okay, so these are an S-shaped tine. Or we can get a tine type P. So a P-shaped tine where they go straight down. Okay. Let's get one of those. And while we're looking at it, we might as well get a seeder and just show you how this is supposed to connect, or how this could connect. Of course, this would work with any 3-meter 3-point hitch seeder. Since this is the in-game version, it's going to list that as being compatible. Something else that is in this pack, over here in the mowers, we have the SuperMaxx KT301 mower. That is also part of this particular pack. We have a couple different options here. We have design, no, or yes for these European warning labels. Then we have folding mechanism side and back, and then back. And basically it is a side mower, 3-meter working width, 12 miles per hour, 80 horsepower requirement. And then we come over here to fertilizer technology, and we have the Agromaz Rio 8200, or Rewo, whatever, okay? It holds 8,200 liters of solid fertilizer and lime. 25 meter spread on the solid fertilizer. Expect lime to be spread a little less than that. 110 horsepower. So we have some configuration options. We can change the color here, which I'll show you here in a minute. We have the upper hook. So we have a high hitch or a low hitch. High hitch, interesting enough, is a pin hitch. The low hitch is a ball joint. We have the option of painted or galvanized. Kind of like the galvanized look. And then we have a choice of cover yes or no. Now the cover is what the design color is. Kind of like the green on green with the galvanized in between. Go ahead and lease that up. And then the last pack in the Agro Pack, Volume 1. So we might be seeing more from this Agro Pack. We have This, the RN610 Antec fertilized spreader. Sorry about that, guys. It also uses lime. And we have two choices. We have 600 liter capacity or a 1200 liter capacity with an extension on it. Go ahead and lease that up. It has an 18 meter working width, 11 miles per hour. This is the Agpro Pack, Volume 1. What I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and check these out somewhat individually. Since we have this tractor, I might as well just use it for this demonstration. Go. So you can use this, basically transport it, the seeder and cultivator in this position. And you can come along, you can lower the seeder and lower the cultivator. And basically you're off to cultivating and seeding all at once. Okay. We've seen these types of implements in the past. The Kuhn DLC from 17 and the Kuhn equipment here in game standard with Farm Sim 19 has that capability also. Basically chain multiple things together. Now the mowers here, and I'm a little curious on how these hold up. I think this one the option was side. Let's raise it. Let's fold it. It's folding vertically. See a little lock comes into play. Don't have any hose hookups. That's a little disappointing that we don't have any hose hookups on this mower. Clearly there is hydraulics. You should have hoses at this day and age, I think, for pretty much any implement. So this one I think was what, back inside? Hold it. So it basically folds straight up, then rotates around to transport. Nice animations on the folding there. Let's check this one. This one is back. So this one will probably rotate back like the Kuhn side mower does. Let's lift it, fold it, folds around back. That's the way it stays. Okay. I want to go down here and just mow a little bit with it and just see how that works, how that looks. I think I like the side folding option best. Let's fold this around. Start down, turn it on. We do have some wheels here that are rotating. See, it's the if that's supposed to be guiding the cut grass in. It doesn't appear to be really windrowing it at all. It appears to be laying it flat. We'll leave that down there, and let's go check out those fertilized spreaders. Oops. When it's disconnected, it has little casters on it. Pick it up, the casters go away. There isn't an option for cover or anything. Right click. Well, looks like we can right click and move that. I wonder what that does. If that does anything. Doesn't really say it does anything. The description. So let's go ahead and just get a pallet of fertilizer and see if it makes any sort of difference. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up over at the field, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so here we are. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go up and down. See if that does absolutely anything. Does not appear to do anything here. So you can see I right click. I'm moving this forward. Moving it back. Still appears to be consuming fertilizer at the same rate. Zoom back out. See that pretty much we have fertilized the field the exact same width the entire time. I think that does anything other than just visually give you a something to play with. Let's go ahead and head back to the shop and pick up the other fertilizer spreader. So let's check this one out. I do like this green on galvanized look. So you'll see the animation here when we open the cover. Okay, when we do N to open the cover goes away and then the ladder comes down. Okay, it's pretty cool. Cover folds up. Let's fill this up. You see what it says we need to turn, we need to unfold the fertilized spreader first. So let's head back up to our field and then we will check out the animations on this thing. So we're back here on field 6 where we had the other fertilized spreader, and what we want to do is we want to unfold this with X and watch the back here. Specifically watch this lever, watch the red gauge or the green gauge and the door. We're basically opening up the door there to dispense the fertilizer. Hit X again, hold it back up. So the door goes down, let's hit X. Kind of jacking that up. Okay. You can turn it on. Well, first let's cover it back up so our ladder doesn't get damaged. Let's turn it on. See, we have a bit wider working width than we had with the smaller one. Got a PTO here because it's basically driven off of the wheel here. So we've got a gear, PTO shaft, then driving the belt. Same with respect to the spreader. It's being driven by the PTO of the tractor. Turn it off. Hold it back up. And there we go. You guys, that is the Agpro Pack. Okay? BNS FDG2. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up for the next mod, clear out the store, and get ready. Now we're going to take a look at an interesting slurry spreader of the Bossini B350. This is by SBAFFO Farming and Mateo 7810. This is quite an interesting piece of equipment here. So let's go ahead and go over here to slurry tanks. Scrolling over here, we have the Bossini B350 and the injector. $65,000, 3,500 liter capacity, 250 horsepower requirement, 9 meter working width, and 7 miles per hour. 4 axles on this thing. So we can get choice of Trelleborg tires, Michelin tires, Knoche tires, back to Trelleborg, and then we have injector, no animation. Okay, so here is basically a static injector. We can't lower this down. We really can't use it. It's just there for a model. We can switch it over to support for tool injector. Okay. We're going to have support for tool injector. And then we have some other choices. We have pump. We have plump plate, okay, which is this, which would spread the slurry out in an even arc across both sides. Then we have side spreader right. So now we have a nozzle that's shooting straight out to the right. Side spreader left, shooting out straight to the left. And then plump plate. See, it's interesting. When we put these in, they're basically going up here in this holder area. So there's the 90-degree side shooter. Here's the plump plate. And when we go to the right, the plump plate is up here in storage. This one's down here connected. Obviously, when we switch it to the left, we're just rotating this around and shooting it out the other direction. So let's go ahead and do that. Then let's get the injector. Pretty straightforward. Just 4 tines, 4 tubes. That. Get our tractor. And the connector on this is also rather interesting. See the connector there when we attach it? Have hose connections. Let's go ahead and hook this up. Here we are with our injector. Go left mouse button, left and right, move, go up and down, pretend we're pumping. Let's check the triggers on this. That's just static. I mean, it's just decorative. It's not serving any purpose. As we can see, the trigger isn't moving, but we could pretend that we were taking and putting our or suction pipe down into a slurry tank. Right click, left and right, doing what? Not seeing it do anything. The triggers. Oh, it's extending the pump. It's extending the hose. Okay, see, we're extending it even further. We needed to do that. So let's go on over here. And I've got the slurry shop over here, so I could buy up some slurry. And I'll meet you guys back up at that same field that we were just at once I get this full and get drive on up there. Alright guys, so we are back up here on field 6. I noticed something while we were filling this up. There is a fill gauge right there. You can see the green arrow pointing to the 1. That's showing that it's full. Obviously when it's empty it's at the 0, and half full it's at the 1/2 indicator level. So let's go ahead and lower our cultivator. Injector, let's turn it on. There we go. Add a toggle to the slurry tank. Turn it on, and there we go. We are injecting and cultivating. It's the 3-meter width area. See kind of the animations there. Let's turn that off. Let's hold that up. Let's disconnect that. Now let's turn this on. And you see we are spewing slurry out the right side, and the right side only. We're doing a arc, and obviously it would do a different pattern. That's kind of an interesting thing where we could choose to just shoot it out one side over the other. This trailer does have beacons. Also turn on some rear and side working lights to light up the whole area. And of course there are brake lights and running lights on the trailer. Alright, so we're just going to leave that there, and I'm going to drive back to the shop so we can start to take a look at the next mod. Okay, so next up we're going to take a look at the Bressel Lade Big Pack by Vertex Design. Now this one is rather interesting. It has several little pieces and parts. But basically what it looks like, it is refillable big bags and various equipment you need in order to both fill those big bags, handle the big bags, and dispense out material from those big bags. So let's take a look at where we can find all of this stuff. First off, we'll go to Tools, and then we will go to Miscellaneous. Got the big bag carrier and the overloading shovel that is part of this pack. Change the color on this. Gray, black, green, or orange. And we can change this from Design 1, Design 2, it's a little taller, Design 3, Design 1 with a guide, 2 with a guide, and 3 with a guide. So let's go with 2 with a guide, okay? And then we can go telehandler, front loader, skid steer loader, the pulse connector, JCB, New Holland, and back to telehandler. So let's do front loader. Then we're going to look at the overloading shovel. It's basically a big box that has the capability of opening and closing a hole in the bottom. Go with gray, black, green, or orange again. Telehandler, front loader. It's all the same options. So let's go with front loader on that. Then we'll go over here to big bags. And we have some choices. We can basically buy a big bag, $100. Buy this big bag here for 1,060 liter capacity. Then if we go to pallets, though, we can buy a big bag rack, $500. So it takes a big bag, and then basically big bag stores all of the in-game fill types. Basically says this is used to transport a big bag. Interesting. And then we can actually buy some big bag racks with full big bags in them. So $1,300 for 1,060 liters of seed. Pig food is $1,400. Chicken feed, $1,900. Oats, $1,800. Fertilizer, $2,320. Lime is $850. And there you go. So we could buy a big bag of, let's say fertilizer. Okay, so basically it's a big bag full of fertilizer already in a big bag rack. Go ahead and buy that. That, for the most part, is the pack. So there's a big bag in the rack with solid fertilizer. Here's the big bag out of the rack. We can pick this up and move it around. Here is an empty big bag. Interestingly enough, we can't pick that up. It's the overloading shovel, and then here is the big bag holder. So went ahead and swapped out our 7700 with one that has front loader arms and fork. And here is the fertilizer from when we were looking at that other. Oh, actually, we don't even need that. Let's drop this. Drop the forks. Let's go over here and get the big bag holder. Pull up the F1 menu. What we can do now is we can come over here to the empty big bag. Hit Q to connect that up. It's there being held in the hook clips. Pick it up, drop it down. It's not, I mean, it's attached, but it's free to maneuver around. And now take a look. When we get close to the big bag rack, an exclamation point comes up and it says B, hang big bag in rack. If I do that, it says big bag is empty. So basically, I can't hang an empty bag. Let's go over here and fill. This thing is somehow stuck in the ground. Okay, so we're just going to get another one. What I want to see is, I thought I did this when I was testing. Let's drop that down there. Let's drop that off there. Let's go get our forks. Put this over the big bag. Okay. It's been a while since I tested this. So we're going to put this into here. Now I remember what I did. Let's have 1,000 liters. We have this option now. It says X, buy big bag. So if I hit X, it says there's no free space at this place. Okay, I don't really know what that means. First I thought, well, maybe it's because I don't own the land. So I came over here to where I do own the land. And if I hit X, it still says there's no free space at this place. No matter where I put this, it says there's no free space at this place. Not really sure what that is supposed to imply. Anybody has an idea what that means? And how do I buy a big bag using this thing? It would be rather appreciative. Fill this up a little bit more. Okay. Now we have 1,700 liters of fertilizer in this dispensing overloading shovel. That's what it's called. We're going to pull up to here. It says attach. Now I'm attached big bag to my overloading shovel. I can start overloading. Now I'm overloading into my big bag. So now I have 1,060 liters in my big bag. I come over here to the holder. You can see I can hit B to hang the big bag. And basically now it's been moved to the hanger. Still have 706 liters in this particular overloading shovel. So if I wanted to, I could come here and fertilizing technologies. Let's get this one. Get over this, I hit L. I can fill this directly. Okay. I can come down here and you can see I can hit refill. Basically pulling it out of the big bag, putting it in my overloader shovel. The bag is now vanished. If I hit buy big bag X, it says no free space at this place. I don't know what that means. No real idea at all what that means. Anything else I can do is I can come here. Like this. Away from it. Take big bag from rack. B. Now I've got the big bag out of the rack. Of course I can hit H to hang it, or B to hang it back. Put this over here. And empty into my fertilizer spreader. Take it. Hang it back. So, take it back out. Put it in this one. Okay. course, I wanted to come over here with my forks. Thought maybe I could. Well, I could fork this. If I can fork it from the top. I hadn't tried this. Just kind of assumed that this. Use this to then load onto a wagon or trailer. The bag should stay when it empties. I was testing this earlier, the bag stayed around. I'm not really sure why the bag vanished on me. There you go, guys. You kind of get the idea, I guess, of the Bressel Lade BigBag pack. The whole idea is to be able to reuse the bags, transport the bags, refill them, empty them, all kinds of stuff. Basically, other than the big bags you would buy in the shop, typically that just vanish when they're empty. These hang around. You basically make use of them and recycle them. Okay, so next up we're going to take a look at the Dangreville B132B by Simulagi Modding. This is a trailer, so let's go ahead and go to Tools, and then Trailers. Scrolling over here, we have the Dangreville Synergy B132B, $62,430 for a trailer that holds 51,200 liters of all of your standard fill types in-game. Standard configuration is 32,200. This big tri-axle trailer. Change the capacity to 37,900. Some sideboards, 51,200 with some even taller sideboards. Wow, that thing is huge. I don't know if you're going to be able to, if you've got a harvester that would be able to unload to that thing. And you might have a difficult time finding some silo pipes that are that tall. Let's just get one just to see. We have trailer tires in standard, wide tires, Michelin standard, and wide and wider tires. We have Nokian tires. We have design standard with bridge, which is up here. Let's go back with ladder and bridge. So we have standard. We have like a person bridge that can just stand there and basically see whatever's inside. Just a ladder, or the ladder and bridge. So let's get that one. Let's get this one, just to kind of compare the two side by side. And oh my gosh, the thing is huge. Just for funsies, let's get a big harvester. Just for funsies, let's lease this New Holland harvester and just see if pipe can reach over that trailer. Okay. I'm not sure it can. If it can, it probably just barely does. Looks like we're going to have hose hookups and PTO. Oh, looks like it does. Boy, you need to be right on that. Make sure you've got the big harvester too. That is one tall trailer. Then you need to make sure you have clearance on your sell points. Also, I think we have steering axle on the rear. Steering axle does not turn back when you are reversing. So sometimes you'll have a steering axle that will turn straight when you are reversing, and other times you won't. This one does not turn back. It's like the third axle only works when it's under load. Let's go ahead and get this trailer, and we'll fill it full of material just to see it kind of squat down. Before we do that, let's go over here and force it to unload just to see what the unload animations look like. We have tip side back, tip side grain door. Let's force unload this. There's a hydraulic cylinder that closes that causes the door to open. And of course you have the hydraulic cylinder that expands to tip the whole trailer up. Tips very, very fast. Tip side grain door. See what the animations there look like. Alright, just for funsies, let's fill this up with wheat. See the trailer squat down, maybe, on its suspension some. Didn't really look like it did. All the tires are definitely turning on that trailer now. So that, guys, is the Dangreville B One 32B trailer. Next up, we've got another trailer we're going to go ahead and take a look at here. We're going to take a look at the Duchesne trailer 16T. This is obviously also under trailers. $25,500 for a trailer that holds 23,000 liters. Again, all of the standard in-game fill types. Here's a trailer. We can get a main color blue, yellow, red, green, or gray. A rim color, gray, yellow, blue, red, black, or galvanized. And then design color, we can go with galvanized, gray, black, red, green, yellow, or blue. Galvanized on that. That might be weird. Capacity 20,500 is the default. 23,000 with some added sideboards. Trelleborg standard tires, wide tires. Nokian tires, Michelin tires, back to Trelleborg. Don't really know the origin at all of this trailer manufacturer. We do have hose hookups, PTO hookup. You can see we have the slow moving triangle in the rear. We also have a hitch and what looks like additional connections on the rear. So let's see what we can connect this to. Let's get a trailer with a pin hitch. And a trailer with a ball hitch. See which we can connect to. We definitely can connect the trailer with the pin hitch. You get hose connections. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything on the other. Nope, not getting any sort of other connection on the ball hitch. So let's go over here and do a force unload. Just see what it looks like during the unload animations. Control I. So we have the rear gate that scissors up, because of course these are stationary. Then when the whole trailer raises up, these obviously don't move, so they cause the whole rear to scissor up as the whole trailer itself is kind of scissoring down. Just looking at the label there, pretty decent quality label as far as resolution goes. Let's go ahead and just put that trailer here. We may make use of some of these trailers in a little bit for some other demonstration purposes. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Guettler SuperMaxx Cultivator Pack. This is by Rick Black Label TWD Modding. There are 3 cultivators in this pack. Go to maybe disc. There, here they are. These are indeed cultivators. So we've got the SuperMaxx 35, which is 3 meter working width. No configuration options on this. Then we have the SuperMaxx 50-5, a 5 meter working width. Again, no configuration options. Then we have the SuperMaxx 60-5, which is 6 meter working width, 190 horsepower on this one. 120 horsepower and 110 horsepower. So we can see how this works. Attaches via 3-point. We do have hose connections. We then fold this. The wings fold down and meet in the middle. Lower it down. There we go. Then of course the 5 meter version is just a little shorter on the sides than the 6 meter version. And the 3 meter version is just fixed. There's no need for hoses or anything. There's no additional lights in that, so it's just a 3-point connection. Nothing anything else. What does this one have? This one has lights on the rear, so it needs an electrical hose. And it has hydraulics, so it needs a hydraulic hose. There we have the electrics and the hydraulics. Let's go down to our poplar field and cultivate a path up with this implement. Just see how well it works. See what it looks like. What the working animation looks like and everything. Ooh. Really need a front weight on this thing. We have this. Unfold it. Up, down. See what the implementation looks like. Hoping maybe the tines would have animation that they would be flexing and everything. Doesn't look like they are in any way. But it is a nice 6-meter cultivator. Pulls through there just fine and dandy. Like that. So we're going to drop this off here, and I'll be right back with you once we get back up to the shop. Alright, so the next mod we're going to take a look at is the Haybuster H-1130 Tub Grinder. This mod is by Misfit Toys. Find this mod here under Tools and then Animals. And this is kind of an interesting deal. $20,000. What this does is basically takes your bale, shreds it, and then on the conveyor will basically unload it to a trailer or to a heap, I suppose. No configuration options on here. We have a working capacity of 12,000 liters. Here it is. All its details, really nice, crisp, high resolution labels on there. Graphics are pretty good. Haybuster Big Bite. Alright, so let's see how this thing works. What we're going to do is we're going to back up to this, hook up to it. See, we have hoses, PTO connection. I'm going to unfold it. And remember I said we might use this trailer. Use this trailer right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to back this up to this trailer. We can use our left mouse button and we can raise and lower the conveyor with left or right. Let's drop that off there. We've got loader arms and a bale spike over here. And I just so happen to have 2 bales. Let's grab a straw bale. And when I first saw this mod in the Mod Hub, when I saw what it did, I thought, oh, it's like a, it just has a big bale destroying trigger in it, where you put a bale in it and its bale just gets, blown out. It's destroyed. And I was like, well, how is that any different than like a mixing wagon? That you can just put a bale in and the bale will get destroyed. But how this works is, well, so you can see the bale doesn't get destroyed right away. It's being ground away, if you will. connect to this, you're going to see the capacity on the bale is going down. We were getting some nasty Lua errors with this, but it was because I wasn't connected to a tractor. Okay, now that I'm connected to a tractor, it's not doing that. I say that and there it goes and does it again. Not really sure why we're getting these nasty Lua errors. I wasn't doing that when I was testing it. Okay, that's what happens. And basically that's what it does. We just shredded that 4,000 liter bale. 4,000 liters of loose material into the trailer. The Haybuster. Next one is going to be actually a placeable. Let's go ahead and drive up to my placeable area where we're going to put a building down. We have a placeable homemade shed by FA 285634. Going up here, go to placeables, sheds. Here we have the self-made vehicle storage, $6,000. This little enclosure, put it down. See, it does change the brown texture. This dark brown, I guess dirt, dried mud. And it's just a simple metal framed, steel clad roof vehicle shelter. Pretty cheap, pretty quick to put down, doesn't take a whole bunch of space. There you go. That is called the Homemade Vehicle Shelter by FA 285634. Next mod we're going to take a look at is an interesting, confusing, and potentially pretty cool beast. It is the Irrigation System by JD Power and Hoffy. So we're going to go down here. We're going to get some stuff ready. So I'll be right back with you. Alright, so the Irrigation System is a little confusing to find. I thought it would be under miscellaneous. Wasn't there. Turns out it's over here under crop protection. So there are two parts to this. We have the Euro Machine SR Range EMP01 IC OSR. It's basically a generator water pump. Okay, change the main color. Change the top color, rim color. Trelleborg tires, we can do the AW305. SK800. Go with the Lizard Standard tires. So let's go with the Lizard Standard tires on this, just for fun's sake. $18,050. Has a 450 liter fuel tank. Then we have the Bauer Rainstar T32. This is a hose reel with a sprinkler nozzle on the end. You can see we changed the rim color, white to gray. We can change Lizard tires to Trelleborg standard tires, Midas tires, back to Lizard. Let's go with Lizard tires on that. 19,610 on that one. So here we go. So we've got the Bauer Rainstar 32. Got a nice little control panel on the side. We have solar panel for its power. Then we have our hose reel and then our sprinkler, I guess, attachment. Here's where the hose is going to connect to our power pump, which is right here. And we're going to basically have a pretend hose go down to a well that is going to be drawing water out. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up at field 6. And then we'll come back and I'll show you basically how it all gets put together. Alright, so here we are on field 6. This is where we did our slurry application and our fertilizer application. Way up there at the end of the field is our pump. Got a reel down here with our spray nozzle, I guess we'll call that. So when we connect up to this, look at the F1 menu, it says you first need to fill the tool. Well, don't worry, there isn't any filling that's going to need to be done here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right here at the edge, and it's a little, this thing is, to say it's a little confusing would be to underestimate or understate the issue. Left click, we can go left and right, we can rotate this thing, which is going to be important here in a little bit. Right click, left and right, appears to change the working radius of the spray nozzle. Okay, so it appears that we can maybe pump more water through it at a greater pressure to get a greater radius spray on this. The way this works is we need to basically switch this to work mode. So we'll go X, arms drop down a little bit, this thing unreels, okay, then drops on the ground. Say switch back to work mode, basically grabs it and then pulls everything back up. Okay. Say open and close cover, doesn't really seem to do anything. Right? So let's go back into work mode. This is where it gets a little confusing. Now, actually now switched over to the nozzle. Drive away, we're looking at the nozzles. Camera back to the tractor. And basically we're going to unreel. So you have 220 meters worth of hose. It's going to unreel this until we either one, run out of hose, or we get to the other end of the field. So we are basically halfway our full hose length. I think we may run out of hose before we get up to the end. Done? We're done or not? Okay, so we're basically at the end. Basically at the end now of a reel. Okay? Just drop this. Over here, we're going to connect to our pump. Back up. Basically now we get a cue to connect to the rain star. Okay, but before we do that, you see we have start engine. So start the engine. You can see the exhaust now coming out of the pump. You can switch to work mode. Layers of little arms. Now we put a little pump down in the ground. Okay. Then we can say Q, and then that happens. Yeah. That happens. Sometimes. More often than not. And now we're connected to that. Now what we can do is left click, and what we can do is we can rotate this reel. Okay, we want to kind of rotate this reel. Seriously, what are you doing? Alright, anyway. So we're going to basically go back to the pump. We're going to turn the pump on. Now here's the problem. Okay, I turned the pump on, but the F1 menu still says turn pump on. So did I turn it on or not? I don't know. I hit turn on. So we're going to go back to this. We're going to say turn on rain star. Okay. You can hear the revving on the pump start up. We should see, visually at the far end of the field, we should see it starting to pump water. But what we can do is we can disconnect this from our tractor. Okay. This thing should still be running. It's an extremely quiet engine. No, it's still running because we can see exhaust coming out. This, which should be working. Let's run down here and see. Oh, okay. Let's run back up here. Let's go in to this. Turn motor on. Turn it on. Out of this, turn rain star on. It's turned on. And this is where it gets a little difficult to understand and know what the heck is truly supposedly going on. Because it just, I get the principle. And it was working for me in testing, but now it's not working at all. At least that I can tell. There we go. There we go. Now we see the rain. And if we look, we can see it slowly moving across. We basically follow the lime line as the lime is going away. Right? It is fertilizing. Check our fertilize. Seeing this arc go around. Alright? And basically what this is going to do is it's going to spin. And then at some point that reel is going to reel this in a little bit. And it's just going to keep rotating around. And the reel is just going to keep reeling it in until it is completely up to the reel and it's done. The other confusing part on this is the reel. Because the webpage says that this can either reel manually or automatically. So if we look at this, and let's see if we can't get some way of knowing it's rotating. There's a little bit. We can see the white here at the bottom. Okay, the whole reel doesn't appear to be rotating at all. So I assume, the way I would expect this to work is I would expect the reel to always be rolling ever so slowly, reeling the hose in. But maybe the way this supposedly works is every so many minutes it rotates a little bit. I don't know. Just, I've not sat here for 20 minutes and watched this thing to see if it actually does anything. My testing, I've only spent maybe about 5 minutes, 10 minutes using this. Not enough time to really just sit here and wait. What I have figured out is basically if you can connect to this, you can use your mouse. It's the right mouse button to basically cause it to manually reel in a little bit at a time. But it takes quite a bit of effort, quite a bit of time to get it to reel all the way in from this full distance. I think this is a really cool concept. I just think maybe the execution is a little lacking. Could maybe be done a little bit better with respect to just player feedback. That you've actually turned something on, that it's actually doing what it should be doing. Or if there's additional steps, what additional commands do you need to give it? So it's working its way around. What we'll do is I'll just sit here, we'll be quiet, and we'll just let this run for a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll just time lapse it in the video. Alright, so something else that I want to point out that is, additionally confusing is when I get into this and we go F1 menu, you can see that there's an option to open cover. Okay, well if I hit that in, okay, now it says close cover, but I didn't see anything change. There's no cover opened on here. There's no cover opened on this thing. Okay. Now, the directions on the website basically say sprinkler can be automatically rolled up, automatically via in or manually. Well, in is open and close cover. Like I said, I hit in, and I don't see anything happening. Let's go back over here, and let's hit G to go back to the to this, and you can see it says close cover, so I can hit in. Now I go G. Basically, it's the same command, open and close cover, either side, but I don't know. Is it doing anything? Wish it didn't say open and close cover. It said something like, automatic reel or manual or whatever. I did figure out one way to make this work is to right click and basically go left and right. If I left click, there it's left click. I left click and turn this a little bit. See, it's reeling it in. Kind of, maybe, sort of. I don't know. I mean, if you guys, I'm sure somebody's got this thing to work perfectly every time, and there's probably just a very specific set of keystrokes you have to do in a specific order. Maybe get this thing to work. I don't know. I like the concept. I just think that its execution is a little questionable as far as how well it's consistently executing what it's supposed to do. Let me know in the comments if you've had any greater success using this thing. We're going to clean up this mess. I'll be right back with you for the last 3 mods in this part of the best mod public vote category. So guys, another update on the irrigation thing. No idea what's going on here. So I exited the game, had to go do some stuff, came back to finish recording this video, a few more segments, and well, the irrigation is missing. Down here on field 6, this is where it was, but it's not here anymore. And I was like, well, I still have it. Still listed here in my leased items. But where is it? Go look here. Zoom in. These are some arms. Where is it? Can't click on it, so I can't send it back to the shop. I don't know where it is. All I can do is basically return it. So I don't know what's up with that. Really don't. I think it's a really cool concept, and I hope that they get it worked out and get the bugs figured out and everything. But it doesn't seem to be ready for prime time right now, or at least I sure couldn't get it to work right. And well, like I said, I exited the game, I came back, and it was gone. Don't know where it went. It was just in some weird state that I guess it didn't spawn in or something. So the next mod we're going to take a look at here is under forestry. It is the John Deere 1110D Echo 3. So it's the 1110 or the 1110D Echo 3, $160,000. It's basically a John Deere forwarder. You have Trelleborg. You have the EcoTrack, Evo Baltic, EX, the Kovacs, Magnum, the ProGrip F, ProGrip U. We have the ProGrip F on the front and EcoTrack on the back. ProGrip F on the front and the Evo Baltic on the back. And well, you can see the iterations of all of the various chains and tracked options there. Let's go back to Trelleborg. Release this 9 miles per hour. This thing is blitzering fast. 9 miles an hour. Looks pretty darn good. Super grip. I guess that's what that says. Let's go ahead and get in it. Look on the inside. Fired it up. Look at the F1 menu. So we can change the driving direction. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do left control B. And we have a keyboard, some pedals down here in this direction. Left control B. Just have some pedals in this direction. We have a crane camera, then the normal third person camera. Of course, we have the normal camera or crane controls, left click, up and down, left and right click, up and down, left and right, and then a double mouse button up and down, opens and closes, left and right, rotates. So I've got a few, we do L or straps. So I've got a few logs actually down by the farm, by the main start farm. Let's go on down there and see how well we do with respect to getting this thing loaded up. So I'll be right back with you guys because, well, it's going to take me a while to get down there. Alright, we are just about in position. Cut these logs, who knows how long ago. Let's see here, let's make this as easy as we can on ourselves. Let's get ourselves fairly lined up. Let's do left Control B to switch positions. As if we were going to do this from first person view. Yeah, right. Nah, that's not going to happen. We're not even going to do a camera view on this. And we grab 3 logs at once, or are we going to drop them? That is the question, right? Didn't seem to go too terrible bad, huh? Look at that. It's almost impressive. It's almost like, hey, let me try it again and just totally mess it up. Therefore, completely discredit my capability of actually doing anything correct with this. Alright, so you all get the point, right? I mean, it's a forwarder. You move logs with it. Either can do it, or you can't do it. I tend to not do this with such a crane. I tend to prefer, if I am going to load logs mainly, I tend to prefer doing it with front loader arms. At any rate, there you go. And we can strap it down. The John Deere 1110D Eco 3 by INF. Alright, we got 2 more mods for this category, or for this video batch, and then we will break. We'll come back with a second batch at some point with the other half of the mods that are in the best mod category, the public vote category. So we're going to take a look at the Knoche, well, let's see here. Let's just show you the name because I am going to angle it all you can. So we have the KSE 2X, $27,500, 6 meters, 10 mile per hour working with. This is just a big 3-point hitch cultivator, or power harrow, or disc harrow I should say, not power harrow because it is not powered. This mod is by Die-Modding EK or ECKE. So you can see it down there in the lower right. Go ahead and take this down. To our poplar field. And see it in action. 180 horsepower requirement on this thing. Hopefully we have the gusto to pull this. We do need to get ourselves a front weight. We were going to use this for real. So unfold this. We do have hoses, which is a good thing. Drop it down. And off we go. Particles kicking up on the discs. Nice dust to pick up on the rear. Well, it works pretty darn good. In fact, I think we're just going to straighten this up, drag this down. It's pretty good working width, pretty good working speed. Knoche, yeah. The KSE 2X disc harrow by Modding ECKE. Drive on back up here to the shop real fast, and we'll take a look at the last mod in this video. It's going to be a front mower. Got the Kongskilde GXF 3205 by No Name. Find this here under mowers. It's a front mower right here. $17,000, 3.2 meters. You can get it without lights, or you can add front lights to it and some rear lights to it. Go ahead and leave the lights on. 13 mile per hour working speed. Let's go ahead and go down here to our little test grass area. Just here below the shop. See how this thing works. Oops. It's like any other mower, although I think this one might stick out a bit more than some other mowers do. Come on down in here. Turn on our lights and see how the front lights work. Works pretty good. Work pretty good the light area up. So fold it down. Left side, right side. Drop it down. And it kind of hangs on those points and floats, if you will. Floats a bit more than the Potager front mower does, I think. There we go. Alright, and that is going to do us for the first part of the public vote best mod category. We will be back in a little bit with the second half of these mods that are in the public vote category for best mod. That's just because there were 26 total submissions in this category, and I just don't want to bundle them all up into one single video, just because it is going to take just way too long, way too much to expect any one person to sit through all of those. Look for the next half of the video to be coming here very, very shortly. Till next time, happy farming.